Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to address a truth that many of us struggle with daily: the myth of motivation. We often wait for the perfect moment, for that spark of inspiration to hit us, before we take action. We tell ourselves, I'll start tomorrow, I'll work harder when I feel ready, I'll pursue my goals once I'm motivated. But here's the hard truth: motivation is unpredictable, fleeting, and often unreliable. If you wait for it, you will wait forever. I want to talk to you about a truth that too many of us ignore. We live in a world obsessed with motivation. We are constantly told to find your motivation, to wait for inspiration, or to do what excites you. We scroll through social media and see people celebrating their wins, and it feels like a surge of energy, a spark of motivation, flows through us. We tell ourselves, tomorrow I'll do the same, tomorrow I'll start, tomorrow I'll achieve. But then tomorrow comes, and we find ourselves waiting again. Waiting for motivation is a trap. It is an illusion that keeps us from taking action, from creating results, and from building the life we truly desire. Motivation is fleeting. It is a burst of energy that can inspire you for a few moments, maybe even a few hours, but it is not dependable. Some days, motivation will hit you, and everything will feel easy. You'll wake up with energy, excitement, and a sense of purpose. You'll feel ready to conquer the world. But what about the days when it doesn't come? What about the days when you wake up tired, stressed, or uncertain? What about the moments when life throws challenges at you that make you want to give up? If you are waiting for motivation to push you through those days, you will fail. You will remain stuck in the cycle of waiting, hoping, and delaying your dreams. Motivation is not a foundation on which you can build a life of success. It is a spark, not a flame. It is temporary, not permanent. Discipline, on the other hand, is reliable. Discipline is the choice to act regardless of how you feel. Discipline is showing up even when you don't want to. Discipline is doing the work when no one is watching, when the world isn't cheering you on, and when your energy is low. Discipline is not about excitement or mood, it's about commitment. It is the bridge that takes you from where you are to where you want to be, whether you feel motivated or not. The people who achieve extraordinary success are not necessarily the most motivated people. They are the most disciplined. They understand that motivation may come and go, but discipline is consistent. Discipline creates results even when feelings fluctuate, even when circumstances are tough, and even when the world seems against you. Consider this: every single person who has ever achieved greatness faced moments when they didn't feel motivated. They had days when their energy was low, when they wanted to quit, when life felt heavy and impossible. But the difference between those who succeeded and those who failed was discipline. They acted despite their lack of motivation. They made choices, enforced habits, and followed through on their commitments. Motivation may have started them on their journey, but discipline carried them through to success. Discipline is the engine that keeps the machine of achievement running. It doesn't wait for inspiration. It creates momentum through consistent action. Discipline is built through small, repeated actions. It is not a sudden force that appears overnight. You do not wake up one day as a disciplined person. Discipline is forged every time you choose to take action when it's hard. Every time you resist the urge to procrastinate. Every time you push yourself to study, to train, to work, or to practice, you are building discipline. These small choices made consistently compound over time. They create habits that no longer require motivation to maintain. Once discipline becomes a habit, action becomes automatic. You no longer rely on fleeting feelings to get things done. You simply act because it is what you have trained yourself to do. One of the greatest misconceptions about motivation is that it is the key to success. People think, if only I felt inspired, I could achieve everything I want. But inspiration is unreliable. It comes and goes, and when it leaves, so does your progress. Discipline, however, is always there. Discipline is a choice. It does not depend on external circumstances. It does not require perfect conditions. Discipline is not about waiting for the stars to align. It is about creating your own alignment through action. It is about taking responsibility for your life, regardless of how you feel or what the world throws at you. We must understand that the road to achievement is not smooth. There will be setbacks, failures, and obstacles. Waiting for motivation will not help you in those moments. Motivation alone cannot carry you through hard times. It cannot help you push past fatigue, rejection, or disappointment. Discipline is what allows you to persist. Discipline is what enables you to continue moving forward even when the path is unclear, when progress seems slow, or when everything inside you is screaming to quit. Discipline teaches resilience. It teaches patience. It teaches you that success is not about a fleeting feeling, but about a consistent commitment to action, no matter how you feel. Think about the lives of those who inspire us the most. Athletes who win gold medals, entrepreneurs who build global empires, artists who create masterpieces, scientists who make life-changing discoveries. Do you think they wait for motivation to strike? Do you think they only work when they feel like it? Absolutely not. They work relentlessly, consistently, and with discipline. They understand that motivation may spark their journey, but discipline sustains it. Discipline is the true driver of achievement. It is the force that allows dreams to become reality, that transforms potential into results, and that ensures progress even when motivation is nowhere to be found. Discipline also frees you from the tyranny of feelings. Our emotions are unpredictable. Some days we feel confident and strong, and other days we feel weak and uncertain. If we allow our actions to depend solely on how we feel, our progress will fluctuate dramatically. We will be inconsistent, unreliable, and frustrated. Discipline is the antidote to this inconsistency. Discipline allows you to act even when you feel discouraged, even when you feel tired, even when you feel unmotivated. It allows you to create structure in your life, to enforce routines, and to build momentum that no external factor can easily disrupt. Discipline makes you powerful because it places control in your hands. You no longer wait for external forces or fleeting emotions. You act, and in acting consistently, you create results. It is important to realize that building discipline is not easy. It requires effort, focus, and intentionality. It demands that you prioritize long-term goals over short-term comfort. It requires resisting temptations, pushing through distractions, and staying committed even when the journey is difficult. Discipline is uncomfortable. It asks you to do things you may not enjoy in the moment, but that will benefit you profoundly in the future. But this discomfort is temporary, while the rewards of discipline are lasting. Every time you choose discipline over momentary ease, you are investing in a stronger, more capable version of yourself. Discipline also creates freedom. It may sound counterintuitive, but the more disciplined you are, the freer why become. By mastering your habits, your time, and your actions, you stop being a slave to your feelings and impulses. You stop waiting for motivation to act. You no longer let procrastination, doubt, or fear dictate your life. Discipline allows you to create structure, build competence, and generate results that give you autonomy and confidence. It is the foundation of self-mastery, and self-mastery is the key to achieving your goals and living a life of fulfillment. Ladies and gentlemen, we often overestimate what we can do in a single day, and we underestimate what we can achieve through consistent action over time. Motivation might inspire a burst of effort, but discipline ensures that effort is sustained day after day, week after week, and year after year. Discipline turns ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. It is the engine that converts potential into reality, dreams into tangible accomplishments, and ideas into outcomes. Discipline is not about waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect feeling. It is about creating progress, regardless of circumstances. If you take one lesson from today, let it be this: motivation is temporary, unreliable, and insufficient on its own. It can start you on a journey, but it cannot carry you to the finish line. Discipline, however, is consistent, reliable, and transformative. It does not depend on your mood, energy, or inspiration. Discipline is the habit of action. It is the daily choice to push forward, to work hard, and to persevere, even when it is difficult. Discipline is what builds success, shapes character, and creates a life of accomplishment. The choice is yours. You can wait endlessly for motivation to strike, or you can take control of your actions and build discipline. You can wait for the perfect mood, the perfect moment, or the perfect condition, or you can commit to acting consistently, regardless of how you feel. You can rely on fleeting feelings to drive your life, or you can rely on a steady, dependable force that will carry you through any challenge, obstacle, or setback. The people who achieve their dreams understand this principle. They act consistently, they enforce discipline, they take responsibility for their actions, they do not wait for motivation. And that is why they succeed. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, motivation is like the wind. It comes and goes. Discipline is like the sun. It rises every day, no matter what. If you build discipline, you will create momentum, you will create results, you will create a life that is not dependent on fleeting feelings, but on consistent action, perseverance, and resilience. Discipline is your greatest ally on the journey to success. Motivation may give you a spark, but discipline lights the fire and keeps it burning, no matter how dark or difficult the path becomes. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop hoping for the perfect moment. Stop letting your feelings dictate your actions. Build discipline. Commit to consistent action. Take control of your habits, your choices, and your life. Discipline is the key to achieving your goals, realizing your potential, and living a life of purpose and accomplishment. The time to act is now. The choice to build discipline is yours. And the results, the transformation, and the success will follow step by step, day by day, action by action. I want to talk about something too many people overlook in their pursuit of success: the incredible power of small, consistent actions. We often think that achieving big goals requires massive leaps, extraordinary talent, or sudden strokes of luck. We believe that to create meaningful change, we need to accomplish something monumental, something so big that it instantly transforms our lives. But the truth is far more simple, far more reliable, and far more powerful than we realize. The truth is that small, consistent actions repeated every day over time are what create the biggest results in life. They are the quiet, persistent force behind every great achievement, yet most people underestimate them, ignore them, and abandon them before they have a chance to compound into success. Think about the natural world for a moment. A tree does not grow to its full height in a single day. It begins as a small seed, invisible and seemingly insignificant. Every day it absorbs sunlight, takes in water, and develops roots. Each day may seem like nothing is happening. There is no sudden explosion of growth, no instant transformation. Yet, over months and years, those small, consistent actions allow the seed to grow into a towering tree. The growth is gradual, almost imperceptible at first, but it is unstoppable because it is consistent. Life works in the same way. Success is not born from sudden bursts of effort, but from repeated, deliberate actions over time. Every small step you take today, every positive habit you practice, every bit of effort you put in consistently is a seed for future success. Most people, however, want instant results. They want progress to be visible immediately, and when it is not, they give up. Hey, start exercising for a week and quit because they don't see the changes they expected. They start learning a new skill and stop because they are not immediately proficient. They try to build a business or pursue a dream and abandon it because the results are slow in coming. But this impatience is the enemy of success. Big results are rarely the result of one grand effort. They are the result of hundreds, even thousands of small actions taken consistently over time. Small, consistent actions are powerful because they compound. Compounding is the principle that makes ordinary efforts extraordinary. A single positive action may seem insignificant on its own, but when repeated consistently, its impact multiplies. Consider saving a small amount of money every week. At first, it may feel meaningless. A few dollars here, a few dollars there. It doesn't seem like it will make a difference. But over months and years, those small deposits accumulate, grow with interest, and turn into a significant sum. The same principle applies to personal growth, skill development, and achievement. Each small action, repeated daily, stacks upon the last. Each effort adds momentum, and over time the results become undeniable. The key to harnessing the power of small actions is consistency. It doesn't matter if the action is minor or imperfect. What matters is that it is done repeatedly. Success does not require perfection, it requires persistence. You do not need to do everything right every time. You only need to do something every day. The moment you commit to small, consistent actions, you begin to build momentum. Momentum is a force that makes progress easier. The more consistently you act, the stronger your momentum becomes, and the more effortless it feels to keep moving forward. Consider the lives of people who have achieved extraordinary results. They did not start at the pinnacle of their fields. They started small, often with actions that seemed insignificant at the time. A writer writes a few sentences every day. An entrepreneur takes one small step to grow their business daily. An athlete trains a little longer or a little harder each day. These actions may seem trivial in the moment, but over weeks, months, and years, They accumulate, they compound, they create skill, strength, and results that are impossible to achieve in a single day. The key difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not talent, luck, or sudden inspiration. It is the willingness to take small, consistent steps every day, even when it feels like nothing is happening. One of the most important lessons about small actions is that they are achievable. Big goals can feel overwhelming. If you focus only on the enormity of your dreams, you may feel paralyzed and unsure where to start. But small actions are manageable. They are steps you can take right now, today. They make the journey less intimidating. When you break your goals into small, consistent actions, you remove the pressure of instant success. You make progress inevitable. You give yourself the chance to win every single day, and those small wins build confidence, momentum, and a sense of accomplishment that fuels future actions. Small, consistent actions also teach patience and resilience. In a world of instant gratification, we have forgotten the value of slow, steady progress. We want everything now. And when it doesn't come, we give up. But life does not work that way. Anything worth achieving requires time, mastery, wealth, health, strong relationships, and personal growth are all the result of repeated effort over time. Each small action you take teaches you discipline. Each day you choose to act, even when progress is not visible, you are building resilience. You are strengthening your ability to persist through challenges, setbacks, and failures. Small, consistent actions are not just about achieving results. They are about building the character and mindset necessary to sustain success once it arrives. It is also important to understand that small actions create habits. Habits are powerful because they make action automatic. When you consistently perform a small action, it becomes ingrained in your routine. You no longer have to rely on motivation or willpower to act. Your habits carry you forward. This is why small actions are far more effective than occasional bursts of effort. Motivation is unreliable, but habits formed through consistent action are dependable. They ensure that your progress continues, even on days when you feel tired, discouraged, or distracted. Another advantage of small, consistent actions is that they allow you to learn and adapt along the way. When you focus on taking small steps, you give yourself the opportunity to make mistakes, learn from them, and improve gradually. Large, sudden efforts often lead to burnout or failure because they don't allow time for adjustment. Small actions, on the other hand, create a feedback loop. You act, observe results, refine your approach, and act again. Over time, this iterative process leads to eerie. You grow stronger, wiser, and more capable with each step. We often underestimate the power of compounding in our personal lives because the progress is invisible at first. Just as the tree grows slowly from a seed, the benefits of small actions are not immediately obvious. You may be exercising, learning, or working on your goals for months without seeing dramatic results. But if you persist, if you maintain consistency, you will reach a tipping point where your efforts suddenly create visible, undeniable outcomes. That is the magic of small, consistent actions. They are invisible at first, but unstoppable over time. Ladies and gentlemen, the principle of small, consistent actions applies to every area of life. If you want to improve your health, you don't need to run a marathon tomorrow. You start by taking small steps, like walking a few extra minutes each day, eating slightly healthier, or going to bed a little earlier. If you want to achieve financial freedom, you don't need to earn millions instantly. You start by saving a small portion of your income, learning about investments, or cutting unnecessary expenses. If you want to grow in your career, you don't need to become an expert overnight. You start by improving your skills a little every day, networking, or taking on small challenges that stretch your abilities. The compound effect of small actions is universal. It works in every area of life, and the sooner you embrace it, the faster your results will come. The danger lies in waiting for a moment of inspiration or attempting to achieve everything at once. When you wait for motivation, you delay action. When you aim for massive leaps, you set yourself up for overwhelm and frustration. The solution is to focus on what you can do consistently, no matter how small. A single, deliberate action repeated every day is far more powerful than 1,000 inconsistent efforts. It is better to move forward one step at a time than to remain stagnant while waiting for the perfect conditions. Ladies and gentlemen, it is never too late to start. No matter where you are in life, No matter how far behind you feel, small, consistent actions will move you forward. You may not see dramatic changes immediately, but if you persist, if you keep taking those small steps, you will look back one day and realize that you have transformed your life. You will see that your consistent efforts have accumulated into extraordinary results. You will understand that success is not about rare moments of brilliance. It is about daily, disciplined action. Remember, big results are not born from sudden inspiration. They are the product of patience, persistence, and small, consistent actions repeated over time. Every small effort you make today is an investment in your future. Every tiny habit you build, every deliberate step you take, is shaping the person you will become, the life you will live, and the results you will achieve. The journey may seem slow, the progress may seem invisible, but the power of consistency is unstoppable. So, start now. Take one small action today toward your goal. Then take another tomorrow. Keep going, keep acting, keep building momentum. Over time, you will be amazed at what you have accomplished. The key to success, the key to transformation, and the key to achieving your dreams is not a single grand effort. It is small, consistent actions taken every day, without fail, over time. Those actions are your path to extraordinary results.